Hello everyone, it's Mr. Wright here, and in this spelling video we're going to be looking at the use of the prefix miss. Now just to remind you about prefixes. A prefix is a group of letters that you can add to the front of a root word. And when you do that, it will change the meaning of the root word. Now just to remind you about growing or building words. Some people like to think of it as word building or word growing. Now let's have a look at an example of the word walk. Now remember that or phoneme in the middle is spelt with the grapheme AL. So it's walk, walk. Now this word walk is the root word. We can grow the word by adding these suffixes. So walk can become walks. And walk can become walked. We grow the word, we make it larger. We change the meaning slightly. If you like to think of word building instead of growing, use the bricks. So that root word, walk, can be built by adding the S suffix, walks, or ED, walked. So we are going to be word building in this video with our prefix miss. Now before we get started, let's practice something we already know. Something similar. I'm going to write some words here. So I have well, known, fair, human, action, and complete. And finally, I'm going to have like, appear, and agree. Now at the moment, those spellings are the root words. We're going to change them using prefixes we already know. The prefix on, the prefix in, and the prefix dis. Now the reason we're looking at these first as a bit of practice is that these prefixes are very similar to how we use the prefix miss. On, in, and dis will change these root words, and they'll change them to the meaning of not that thing or the opposite of that thing. So if someone was well, we could change that using the prefix un for unwell. So now they are the opposite of being well or not well. Known uses again that prefix un, and unfair. So now it is not fair rather than it being fair. These three use a different prefix. Can you remember which one it is? It's the in prefix. Inhuman, inaction, incomplete. So these prefixes are changing the root words to the meaning not that thing or the opposite of that thing. Like, appear, and agree are going to become the negative form using dis. So now we dislike, disappear, or disagree. The prefix miss is extremely similar. It also means not or opposite when you add it to a root word. It can also mean wrong. So we're going to have a look at that now. Right, so now we have 6 words that will help us practice this prefix miss. Let's check what they are first. Behave, place, match, print, spell, and understand. In this word behave, we have the A split A grapheme. I'm sure you noticed it. It also happens in another word. This one. And remember that when you have that A split A grapheme, when you hear a S phoneme with the word, so in place, it's usually written with the grapheme C. In match, we have the TCH, making the ch grapheme. Spell, we have the double consonant. And in understand, you might have noticed it seems to have the prefix un. Now, in this word, un is not a prefix because understand is the whole root word. It's a coincidence that the un is at the front of the word. So it might look like the prefix un has been added to understand, but that's not true. It's a root word. Now let's add miss. Miss will change the meaning of these words so that they are not that thing, the opposite, or meaning wrong. Have a think which one of those applies. So to misbehave is to not behave, or the opposite of behaving. To misplace is to not place something correctly, to put it in the wrong place. Mismatch means it doesn't match. Misprint means there's been a mistake in the printing, maybe in a book. To misspell means there's a mistake or something's wrong with the spelling. And misunderstand means to not understand. Let's now have a go at using some of the words we've grown or built in sentences to make sure we understand them. We're going to use misbehave, misspell, misplace. I've grown the word further. Can you work out how? I've added the suffix ed to make it past tense. We're going to use misunderstand, but again, I've grown the word further by adding another suffix, ing, which has turned it into a noun. So let's see if we can select the correct word for the correct sentence. Let's have a look at what we've got first. I have my car keys. Many people, the word misspell. I try not to. At home, there was a between two people. I'm sure you've spotted some of them already. I have something, my car keys. Misbehave, misspell, misplaced, misunderstanding. Of course, it's misplaced. Now, this is a past tense word. I have misplaced my car keys. So this person's already done it and those keys are still misplaced. Many people, something, the word misspell. Now we've already used misplaced. So it's either going to be misbehave, misspell, or misunderstanding. Of course, it's misspell. This one's actually true. Many people, when they write misspell, think they've spelled it incorrectly because the two S's. It almost looks wrong, but it is correct use of this prefix. So the spelling is correct. So now I've got two left. I try not to misbehave at home. And of course, finally, it must be there was a misunderstanding between two people. Now that means they've disagreed or they've had a little bit of an argument. Well done, everybody. I'm really impressed we've made it to the end. Now here's some little challenges that you might want to have a little fun, a little try at, to have a practice at using our prefix miss. Number one, you could try and complete this table. There's missing words. We have the prefixes, the root word, and the prefix plus the root word. So the word building or the word growing. Number two, you could write sentences using the words from our table, maybe the root words and the built words. And number three, when you're reading, have a little look out for any of our prefixes that we've practiced. Well done, and I'll speak to you again soon.